I'll get the most obvious thing out of the way. I don't really play many anime titles, nor do I watch a lot of anime, but when I initially saw the trailers of SCARLETT NEXUS, I was somewhat intrigued. To put it simply, I really enjoyed my time with this game, and I'd highly recommend this title to any anime or RPG gamer. SCARLETT NEXUS is really a unique action RPG set in a universe in which the human brain has developed or evolved in some way. Most people are connected to some type of network, similar to how you would essentially access the internet from the inside of your own mind, or if you think about it, the Matrix. Some exceptionally gifted individuals, or as I would call it, mutants, have the ability to use powers in which they include using their mental strength or minds to manipulate the elements or move objects with essentially their minds. So basically they are mutants or Jedis in layman's terms. The heroes of the games are Yuitu, a kind-hearted cadet from a prominent family, or Kasain, a psionic genius with a somewhat harsh attitude. You can opt to play as one or the other from the start of the game, with the main story unfolding from a different perspective depending on your choice, so there is some replay value in this title. Set in a fascinating universe where the great majority of the population is endowed with a mental ability, city streets are adorned with augmented reality ads where individuals can send messages straight to each other's brains, and those with extraordinary combat talents are conscripted into the OSF or Others Suppression Force to fight against otherworldly monstrosities known as Others, hence the name Others Suppression Force. The whole setting and concept is what intrigued me in SCARLETT NEXUS, let alone the beautiful visual atmospheres it provided. In reality, this is a well-crafted RPG, probably the most polished product created by Bandai Namco in quite some time. This isn't to suggest that these parts of SCARLETT NEXUS aren't enjoyable though. That isn't to suggest though that there are parts of SCARLETT NEXUS that aren't enjoyable. The game's plot is really carried by the supporting characters, even if they aren't the most memorable. The two main characters gain their own friends during the game, and they're enjoyable for the most part. As with many current Japanese RPGs, these characters may appear stereotyped or one-dimensional at first, but they do develop as you get to know them a little bit more. The bond system in the game, no, not 007, allows you to spend time with your squad mates in between the main objectives, and reminded me a lot of Mass Effect in some way. Some show amusing personalities, while others gives you a different perspective on how the SCARLETT NEXUS universe operates. In terms of design, the settings are very typical, primarily straight areas with little room for exploration. They look decent and some are really gorgeous, but there isn't much variety. The most of your expeditions will take you to old city ruins and other abandoned urban sites. It becomes somewhat repetitive after a while, but the combat though is pretty satisfying. The reason being is that the main characters both have Jedi-like powers, which allows them to seize things and throw them at force with their minds, but they utilize different weapons, which gives them their own distinct feelings in battles. For the most part, combat is enjoyable as I said, and feels nice to put it in simple terms. On the PlayStation 5, the game uses the haptic feedback of the DualSense to produce rumbling hits, and it even adds tension to the L2 and R2 triggers while you're lifting debris. Overall, SCARLETT NEXUS was a surprise to play. While it'll easily take you up to 40 hours or more to really get that 100% playthrough, I didn't expect much when I was heading into this game. It took me much longer to complete than I expected, but that is simply because I was occupied by personal responsibilities, although I kept wanting to dive back into this world and complete the story. Had I to put a score on this game, then I'd easily give it a 7 out of 10. I'd like to thank Bandai Namco Nordic for providing me with a review key on PlayStation 5, and for more gaming content, check out the rest of my channel. If you enjoyed this video, then give me a thumbs up. If you dislike it, then give me a thumbs down, but please tell me why so I can improve my videos. My name is Frank, I'm the RedTieGuy, and frankly, thank you for watching. Catch you guys in the next video.